Ever feel like you're constantly playing catch up? Like you just want a little more time, a bit more peace, and way more control over your own life? Well, today we are diving deep into a really powerful tool that promises exactly that, the 5 a.m. morning routine.
You know the drill, right? It's 2 a.m., you're scrolling on your phone, and you make this solemn promise to yourself. Tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day I'm going to wake up early, I'm going to change everything. But then that alarm goes off. You hit snooze once, twice, maybe 3 times, and by the time you finally roll out of bed, the world is already loud, it's messy, and it's demanding every ounce of your attention.
And this really breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got the reactive morning. You're basically behind from the second you open your eyes, just reacting to notifications, rushing, feeling stressed. But on the other side, the intentional morning. It's calm, it's controlled, and it starts completely on your own terms. The difference is, quite literally, night and day.
So, the big question is, how do we get from that state of morning chaos to a place of real clarity? Well, it all starts by actually making good on that 2 a.m. promise you made to yourself. Let's dig into what that actually looks and feels like. Look, getting up at 5 a.m. isn't about some kind of self-punishment or trying to become a productivity robot. Not at all. It's a deliberate choice. It's about carving out this sacred, quiet space just for you, so you can get a head start on peace, time, and control before the rest of the world even hits its snooze button. Okay, so you might be sold on the why, but what about the how? How do you actually do this? Let's build out a super practical, step-by-step guide for those first 2 crucial hours of your day.
Here it is. This is the roadmap for our intentional morning. It follows a really simple, logical flow. First, you wake up your body. Then you focus your mind. You feed your soul a little, and then, only then, do you prepare for the day ahead. We're going to break down every single one of these steps. First up, a gentle start. Seriously, ditch that blaring, heart attack-inducing alarm clock. A sunrise clock is a game changer. It just gradually lights up your room, telling your brain it's morning without all the stress. And before coffee, before you even think about checking a notification, drink a glass of water. Your body is dehydrated after 7 or 8 hours of sleep. This one simple act wakes everything up, your cells, your metabolism, and it sends a clear signal to your system. Okay, we're up and we're in control. Next up, let's get moving. And I want to be clear, we are not talking about a grueling hour-long workout. The goal is just to get your blood flowing. 10 minutes of yoga, a quick walk around the block, that's perfect. And that part about natural light, so important. Just 5 minutes of sunlight helps reset your internal clock. It tells your body to stop making the sleep hormone melatonin and instead release all those feel-good chemicals that give you real, sustained energy for the day. All right, your body's awake. Now it's time to get your mind online. This next part is all about switching off that mental autopilot and consciously taking the driver's seat of your own day. And it really just boils down to 2 simple things. First, just breathe. 5 minutes of quiet meditation isn't about having a totally empty mind. It's about creating a little buffer, a little space between something happening and how you react to it. It actually calms down your brain's panic button. Second, write it down. Just a simple journal practice. What are you grateful for? How are you actually feeling right now? And what's your number 1 focus for the day? That's it.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? We spend so much of our lives just reacting to things, scrolling, stressing. The simple act of writing brings your focus back to you and makes you the director of your day, not just some background actor responding to everyone else's script. So now it's 6 a.m., the world is still asleep, your phone is off, and you have this incredible, uninterrupted pocket of time for pure growth. This is your chance to read that book you keep meaning to get to, spend some time on Duolingo, or watch a tutorial on something you want to learn. It's about investing in yourself before the world starts demanding your attention. All right, we're at the last step of the blueprint, preparation and planning. First, fuel your body with a good breakfast. We're talking protein and healthy fats, not a sugary cereal that's going to cause a crash in 2 hours. Then, look at your day and prioritize. Ask yourself this one simple question. What is the one thing that if I get it done will make today a win? And finally, a little bit of brain magic. Spend just 30 seconds visualizing yourself succeeding at that one thing. You're basically priming your brain for a win.
So that's the ideal blueprint, but let's get real for a second. Knowing what to do and actually doing it day after day are 2 totally different things. So let's talk about how to make this new habit actually stick.
I'm not going to lie to you, the first few days of waking up at 5 a.m., you're probably going to hate it.
Your brain will feel foggy, your body will be stiff, and that urge to just crawl back into your warm bed will be massive. And you know what? That's completely normal. Any meaningful change in life starts with resistance. The whole trick is to just not stop. To push through that resistance, you have to make it as easy as possible for you to succeed. We're talking about removing friction. Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Put your phone in another room. This is a huge one, seriously. Have a little checklist so you don't even have to think in the morning. Your goal is to make it harder to fail than it is to succeed. And please, whatever you do, don't try to go from waking up at 8 a.m. straight to 5 a.m. overnight. That is a recipe for disaster and burnout. A much, much better way is the gradual transition. Just start by waking up 15 minutes earlier each week. This lets your body adopt slowly and makes the whole thing feel sustainable instead of impossible. And finally, there are 2 non-negotiable rules here. First, sleep. Waking up at 5 a.m. is absolutely pointless if you're only getting 4 hours of sleep. You need 7 to 8 hours, period. A great morning always, always starts the night before. And second, make this routine yours. If you hate yoga, then dance. If journaling feels like a chore, record a voice memo on your phone. The perfect routine is the one you will actually do.
So, after all the planning and the slow adjustments and the consistency, what's the real payoff? What's the end game here? Let's talk about the true transformation that happens when this stops being just a routine.
And this is the most crucial point. It eventually stops being about what you do in the morning, and it becomes about who you are deciding to be for the rest of the day. It's a conscious, powerful decision to stop letting the world drag you along and to start living intentionally. Look, this routine isn't some magic pill. Waking up at 5 a.m. is not going to make your problems magically disappear. But what it does give you is something far more valuable: the quiet time, the mental clarity, and the emotional resilience to finally turn around and face them. That big goal you've been putting off, that anxiety you've been carrying, this is the space where you finally start to move forward.
So here's my challenge to you. Don't try to do everything at once. That's overwhelming. Just start with one thing tomorrow morning. Maybe it's just drinking that glass of water before your coffee. Or maybe it's stepping outside for 5 minutes of sunlight. Just pick one thing. Start there. Because at 5 a.m., all the noise just stops. The notifications are silent. The world's demands are still sleeping. It is just you. And so the real question isn't whether you can wake up early. The real question is, when the world is finally quiet, what will you do with that precious time?